begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to register. Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to register. Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to register. Winternomics. Welcome. Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics.eth. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to jump. Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, 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 winter. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics.eth. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to jump. Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, 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 winter. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics.eth. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to jump. Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, 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 winter. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, winter, winter. Welcome. Winter, winter, Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, winter, winter. Welcome. Winter, winter, Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches.
What up? What it do? What it is? It's a colorful fucking Friday morning. How the fuck are you guys? Boy, this week feels like it took forever, didn't it? Shout out to everybody that kicked off with some morning bits. Appreciate everybody. I don't think I got a shout out on everybody on last show either. On Chrono and Lifted and everybody on the last show and this morning. Gabriel, Peace, Censored, M on. Appreciate all you guys. Yeah, pretty crazy. I only needed like I think 3 East in order to have to enter the top 100 of Foundation, and unbelievable to see the amount of people that actually came out and bid on this last piece that we did. And I know you guys all who have been in Discord and going along for this journey, have an idea just how crazy things have been. So that was a really meaningful piece, and I know a lot of people in the room actually identified with things because markets are correlated. Some of us are going through shit. A lot of us usually are going through shit. It's just the way things are in the market. So yeah, I was really stunned to see this Invictus. If you guys hadn't read this one, put a lot of thought into all these pictures, and this actually just kind of like I was taking a moment of life and turning it into art. So it really resonates with me and a lot of folks who understood what's going on. This piece reminds us to be resilient and steadfast in the face of adversity, though at times we may not always recognize the adversity when it first approaches. Remember, when keeping your friends close and your enemies even closer, your enemies will never betray you. It's your friends that do that. And it's food for thought for I think anybody, right? So yeah, this is actually also the first piece of art that I sold. Having got back my my original account, which is stolen from me, so that was also pretty awesome. Where'd it go? So yeah, I don't know. I'm really floored. I appreciate everybody that came out and bid on stuff and that supported our artwork. It's pretty crazy if you think about it. We've actually managed to get our artwork to get into the top 100 of Foundation in a time that we've pretty much had our main brand fully destroyed and no one knew of us. So that speaks a lot about the folks that do believe in us and appreciate our artwork and appreciate what we do. That's pretty incredible, to have the brand survive a half a decade in the kind of hellscape that it was put into. So can't thank you guys enough for supporting our art and supporting our show. So that being said, how the fuck is everybody? Where'd it go? Stupid thing. Oh. I have to say, I think it's a pretty colorful wall. What do you guys think? I actually have a gallery. So hopefully I get this thing put into an actual physical gallery, which is the next goal. So all moments in time stuff, some good stories and things for you guys to look at. The notes and all those, I put a lot of thought into everything that I write on all of these things, and each piece I think about a lot, making. So I just pull them out of my ass. So I think you guys know that. So did you guys get the theme this morning? I see somebody's challenging my French and stuff over there. So it's supposed to be off the beaten track, traverse off. I don't hate France and French, but off the beaten path. And the artwork for this morning, if you look at it, right, is thinking outside the box. And about thinking outside the box mentally, we're always talking about mind state a lot going to the markets, right? And if you look at it, right, that's what the grids are, off the grid, mentally off the grid, to find that, the next good idea. You see a lot what's happening with Pepe and Coinbase, and the situation with Coinbase where, Coinbase made some, the Pepe community considered derogatory, and then the guy, Paul, the head of Pepe, he's calling Armstrong a pedophile, and ever since the Binance listing, this thing's come off a cliff. I do know there's a lot of late FOMO. I know within my own community there was late FOMO to Pepe, and people's logics that they learned here went out the window, and ate that correction. And that's why I see a lot of dial back activity, even around the show this morning, right? Um, it it's definitely what we're still below 100 viewers, right? And yeah, I'm not dumb. Chatter goes around. There's a lot of people that FOMOed into Pepe, and I saw people trying to go crazy into it and eat the correction with no rhyme or reason or risk management or any of the things that they practice in the rooms. 101, just barely making it. You got to be aware of crowd sentiment. It's one reason we pay attention to the herd so much. And Pepe was definitely it was definitely really fast, really crazy pump, and lots of money made, lots of crazy stories to get people into the life changing aspect of it. Can it pump again? Totally, right? It's either the correction that looks like the one in 2018 for Doge, or it's the one that looks like the 2021. Right now, it's looking more like the 2018, with the amount of eyes that are hoping for another meme coin cycle to make them rich again. This is when you see that kind of FOMO out there, and you see everyone kind of frothing, like that. You have to start to back up a second and look where they're not looking, And this is kind of what we try to make sure we do here is look where the eyes are going, so we're not all staring at the same thing. Yeah, the FOMO is really real, and the stories that came out, people putting $30 turning to $1 million, that always mind fucks everybody. But I saw guys in the room who are veterans, who are like Nebula 4 and 3 guys, and newer people, all attempting to, there was a person in the room, I'm not going to name names, but literally couldn't figure out how to get the swap to work to get his 3 ETH in at the dead highs, and by the grace of God that he couldn't get it to work saved him from fucking getting absolutely annihilated. But that reflected on the sentiment of how many other people were with no fucking rhyme or reason willing to buy something up as much percentage as this thing was. And so I know some people got caught in it and got pulled back, and there was no stop out, and it was just like, this is a meme coin, it could make me rich, and all your logic went out the window for an emotional trade. So I kind of this show theme was about backing up to reset, because I did different chatter came back, and I know this happened to a lot of people in the room, and I never like to hear that stuff. We like to be the smarter audience, and no matter what the asset that's flying is, you deal with mechanics. From I've been in crypto, there's this obsessive need to be in the storied coin, the thing that's moving that everyone's made money on. If BTC is the hot item in the media, and BTC pumps this week, it's really imperative that somebody says, look, I won my 3.5 to 5 Rs this week in specifically Bitcoin, because that's what you heard was moving. And I want you to know that I made money in Bitcoin because Bitcoin is what's on TV. And you can't think like that. Pepe was really incredible. Yeah. If you missed the entry on it and a couple entries on it, it's not the end of the world, right? Your goal is to make a certain amount of R's or better on what you decide to take risk on, and that could be in a house, that could be in a stock, that could be in Bitcoin, that could be in Pepe, and if you happen to be in front of the right train and your free roll happens to run some insane fucking 1000x because you happen to find that one guy, that's awesome. But you can't get caught up in hype like that, where you become so fucking tunnel vision that's I have to be able to tell you that I also hit big in Pepe because so many other people have hit big in Pepe. That's super herd mentality crazy shit. And you definitely see that, right? Everyone needs to be in Pepe just because it's fucking it's on TV. Same for CloneX, right? There's a lot of folks that bought CloneX with with winnings they had, with a plan, with an idea of how to fucking manage risk, maybe bought a multiple so they could sell some and pay down the ones they plan to hold, have an idea to start a business. And then there are people who saw so many people buy clones, they're I gotta get one too. Be introspective enough to be aware of when your decision making isn't based on the numbers, it isn't based on a sound business plan you've been executing all along, and when you're caught up in the moment. So anyway, that's the morning memo. That's a lot of words. So I smoked these moon rocks, and this is not the direction. I thought it was going to be a lot more fucking giddy. It sucked the life out of me, bro. Oh my God. I ran out of my normal buds. I've been waiting to smoke these fucking things, and it's just it's fucking death in the morning. I need a cup of coffee. I need 6 cups of coffee. I retardedly wrecked. Whew. Fuck's sakes. So now I'm not like being all serious. I'm actually just really fucking high, and I'm not tired, but I am. You know what I mean? It's like it's crazy. Yeah, it's like trying to get a breath in there. I did hit one of those before I started going here. I was like, did the wrong exact thing to me. I was pretty good. That's why I made such a colorful show. That's the kind of mood I'm in, and now I sound like I want to jump off a bridge and shit. But yeah, this is like you never know what they make these moon rocks out of, right? Like, what does this say? Pure THC SVGOG. I don't know. SFVOG. I don't know. It's death in a bottle is what it is, motherfucker. That's what it is. Anyways, I'm here. I'm hip. I'm with it. You're not the only one. No, you never know what you're gonna get. You know, it's like a box of chocolates and shit with these motherfucking whatever the fuck they're cooking up in the lab. Anyways, I'm hip. I'm with it. I was feeling, those kind of vibes. So this is actually pretty cool workflow. I did another oil painting with on the left and right side of the screens with like Nomics themes and stuff like that, colors, and then cross blended that thing and did some stuff to it. And it came out with a really cool finish. I really liked it. So just working on some subtle, refinements. Take a little break on the glitch stuff and kind of like go in some other directions. So always trying to have fun with it. Hope you guys dig it. Got lots of blues in it. You can't go wrong with blue. At least I don't think so. Oh, you're good. So, market ranges and stuff. Market's been stuck in a fucking range. Let's go find what we've been using in On Cyber and what we've been using on the show. So, we've been watching the NASDAQ. This is the NASDAQ futures, and he's the first one that kind of looked like he was coming out of the range. We talked about it on the Wednesday show, which is like, I think here, came out in a number, peeked its head out in the morning. We looked at it as far as like the Qs go, right? And said, this guy might have a chance of sweeping up here with this kind of timing. He is meandering and kind of creeping up there, even though the spies are like trapped in that phantom zone range we talked about. And that's been really, really choppy and stuff because really and truly, like U.S. risk assets are not best of breed. Risk assets, as far as equities go, are not best of breed. It had been crypto for a while, though that's weakened out a little bit. Stocks hadn't been it, and U.S. stocks had been in the middle of the performance of like a bunch of like international, indexes. So U.S. stocks just really hadn't been it. I saw some of you guys smashed Google. Remember we talked about the AI thingy? So that guy looked really good, right? It's one of the things that I said. There's some bullish stuff in there, but you got to be pretty selective, and you got to kind of pay attention. Pay attention to Google AI, possible news flow, the buzzy nature of AI in the news right now. Structurally, that's about as good as we could ever hope for, right? In a bull flag rotation to see something that like basic. So congrats to anybody that smashed that. I did see some of you posted some wins from that guy. So that being said, there's some pockets of strength, but broadly the market is really a struggle, and so when this is the situation, we can't stay tunnel visioned on just stocks. Yes, Apple's been a great run. There's been some really great runs off the trenches, but like we've said before, right, stocks are not it. I haven't rebuilt this thing yet. I'm gonna. With regard to like stocks, right, where the strength really is right now is little pockets of tech, right? Japan, we talked about, has been strong and really off the radar. Europe had been the strength for quite a while, but remains kind of like consolidating right now. And you have a little strength from the NASDAQ, a little strength from Japan, but pretty much everything else looks like shit, because equities are kind of shitty right now. So you got to be pretty selective in what you're watching. And so, really, so Buffett plowed a bunch of Japanese financial investment houses, and he said they were like, price points that he said were buys of the century. And there is definitely something worth watching over there as far as like, the Japanese risk assets right now. But I think right now still patience is still king, right? And letting a few other things kind of develop. Let me go back here. So we're going to get back to that in 1 second. Did you guys leave me any war stories? Let's see what's going on over here. Patience, you can be in some of these extended choppy ranges and it can really dishearten you that the market is something you can make a living from. I definitely see that conversation from some people when, futures have been fucking terrible. If you guys are day trading futures and you sit there and look at what the fucking ES and the NASDAQ have given you for the last like 2 weeks, and it's horrendous. And you know, that you have to think of those moments as like the time corrections that actually make you not participate when the trend comes back. You're living through a time correction, you know, where you're dealing with an asset class that's not the best of breed, and looking for an opportunity constantly there, and not really rotating with where the best of breed is moved. And when it finally comes time to pay attention again, you're going to be disheartened with it, you know. So this is again, you know, I think about perspective and backing up. So we don't just stay tunnel vision on equities as much as, you know, the room is focused on trading like, you know, index futures. You have to, you know, take a much more broad view when a lot of things are moving that really haven't moved in a long time the way they are, like commodities and bonds. And none of us here like are bond and commodity traders. I think nobody will say that. We say we trade everything that moves, but I think most people here would willingly admit they don't look at commodities very often. So that's something we want to mix into the show more too with currencies, is like making sure we do have a complete view on everything. Um, all right, so let me do a war story and then we'll come back and look at some things. All right, what did you guys do? Play straight out of the stream. There it is. Server leader. Interesting comic, sir. Google 4.5 hours straight out of the stream. See, that's instant alpha. I like that. After getting wrecked on futures last month, well, there that covers it, right? Futures have been dog shit, right? Um, After getting wrecked on futures last month, few times with no real gains, talked about it on voice and took a step back to the drawing board. So only paper trades. After a couple of weeks of just paper trading, got back the confidence, and this is my first real trade since. Straight from the stream, the unpronounceable. I honestly think I could do it, but I'm not gonna try. Thanks, Cash, for giving the best unbiased analysis, and also thanks for the whole eco you created. Bin and voice is one of the main keys when growing off or course correcting. Absolutely, you have to like speak about like what's happening and, you know, get some outside perspective on it. You really, if you could course correct mentally in your head all by yourself, you would never really need to be here. Put alarm at same level and took next flag. Monster hit, man. Good shit. Good stuff and good reflection, right? The market was tough, and, you know, you want to reflect on like what's going on in the marketplace. Sometimes, you know, you could be your system, and sometimes you could just be out of phase of the market. You don't want to go making adjustments because you're just really playing in a bad asset that's, you know, not best of breed. Lots of times, this is what, I mean, mind fucks a lot of people. A lot of people have systems that will work in certain periodicities of the market, and in off periods, they end up thinking something's wrong with the system, changing it, and when the market goes back into a, you know, into a trending market structure, they've changed things enough that they end up fucking up in the trend and recalibrating for something that then the market goes stable and kills them again. There's a lot of folks that out there put out trading systems that are actually, you know, rather useful, but don't realize, you know, the wave alignment to know when and where it makes sense. So backing up a little bit, doing some refinement, but, you know, making sure that you're aware of like what caused you to have such difficulty in futures. That fact that like the last couple of weeks has been all phantom zone, and when we really talked about it, you really shouldn't be day scalping inside that thing. It's suicide. It'll cut you apart. The market is going to be much better to trend once it exits the range, either up or down. You know, context always matters, right? But yeah, definitely good to talk about in the room because a lot of people had the same issues, you know, in the last couple of weeks. And again, it was a phantom zone warning that was massively ignored, combined with the FOMO for Pepe that seems to have caused the most damage. So I think we can get that all out in the air, and then, you know, hopefully we can move forward from there from anybody who had difficulties with that whole situation, either one or both. So yeah, what are we at? 9:23. All right. Let's go back and let's do our macro for this thing. So I talked about this on the show too. We talked about Nomics.eth. Very recently, somebody asked about this, and actually, you know, like I said, this thing's been really stochastic, really interesting. But DeFi won't have much life until this guy has some life, and the first signs of some kind of life in this thing right now is he kind of has been melting down. This was one blip on the radar. This is a hideous formation, right? We all know that one. expanding anus formation. But that's his POC in the trenches. That's really the base range of this box range. And as this thing oscillates again, if it stays stochastic, it doesn't just keep on trending out of here straight out. This is kind of when you pay attention to DeFi, which has obviously gotten smashed, ever since the stablecoin issue that affected SVB happened. It's just really had no fucking back to it. So who knows? Maybe DeFi is gonna fucking find its way out of the gutter. That also is gonna hinge on whether or not crypto as a whole, stays a little weak, which it's been right now. Been looking at this pullback, so got a little worse, and so this projection has now failed. So we're tracking along this angle, and so we want to see now, does it make it all the way to this inclination? That would be the target right now if it doesn't stop short of wicking out this low right here and rotate back up. Ethereum. So this guy failed to rotate here also, so we want to make a new projection for this guy. Didn't nail it. Wish we did, but this is what I project now, and then you'd be checking this purple range down here. If he goes down here, see how he interacts, if he manages to hold that range. But yeah, so the correction is deeper. The meme coin cycle is also deeper, and I think that definitely has to be valued. Let's take a look at Pepe, since we know that thing is now in some deep shit since the situation with what's-his-face happened with Coinbase. I know this guy's going to come up anyway, so much deeper now than 60%. Down 76% from the highs. And so if you remember that bull flag we keep track of for BTC, this is you have this bull flag and you have this bull flag. These are your only two major shockwaves that lead to any major movement here. So the line in the sand for this guy is actually pretty easy. Like I said, there's a lot of eyes on this stuff, and there's a lot of weight in it. There's a lot of people caught in this guy. So let's take this off right now. Just like you did with BTC. Let's see. Which one is this? So within BTC, right, this massive system and this bull flag right here that led to highs, which made for the low of it, made for your really great range for a knife catch and a swing level, and the swing level now. That's all you've got here. Consider this a 2017 cycle of Bitcoin, and consider this the flag above it, right? It's almost exactly the same thing, actually, if you think about it. This system actually has eerie similarities, right? Bull flag, one more consolidation and arc out, and then one flag above it. It's pretty much exactly that if you look at it, right? Where the heck is it? Maybe we can use this. Let's see. Where's the I always lose track of stuff in here. So this, right? This guy and this guy, this guy and this guy. And you get up above it, one small system, one giant flag, one small system, one giant flag. Yeah, it's basically the same structure. So let's see if we can use this guy, huh? Yeah, I think it's a pretty good fractal of it, right? So this should be your only really major swing level outside of this high system down here. So that's what we use. Make this guy nice and gigantic. And if he gets there, this should be a good inflection point. We'll make that something less ridiculous. Yeah. So I think this is where you watch for a catch on this guy if he gets down there. Don't be a knife catcher if you don't know what you're doing. But yeah. Yeah, it's French today. What about it, Kiki? You loved my international French toast status. So yeah, I think you look at it like this. This is a fractal of this bull flag. First time he hits it, if he's gonna fucking have a meaningful bounce, it's probably gonna be there, and see if there's some possible news flow that comes behind it. But yeah, depending on how he interacts with that, that's probably your only line in the sand right now for Pepe, right? Before he retests his old system. But that very much looks like, kind of in this sense, fractal to the structure of Bitcoin, doesn't it? You guys see it, right? All right, so that was Pepe stuff. All right, let's go back to indexes. That was a segue. So, all right, we talked about we're in the phantom zone. And so with that, like, we talked about a couple stocks. So DXY things, we don't have to do that. We did stocks already in the beginning. I'm so baked. Sorry about that. All right. So DXY holding this base above this DVD mindless kill level. A little bit of rotation up here, which can give a break to this Euro run that we talked about. It's been really crazy. And so maybe we're finally getting this rotation that I've been forecasting for a little bit overly early. But thought he could correct to this trend angle. So the DXY takes a bit of a break. That kind of, should put a headwind on stocks. And for the most part, most of them, yeah, some tech stuff has strength, but right now you have a little dollar strength, which is giving you a bit of a pullback here in the larger trend and what's happening to dollar assets. GBP stalling out here, and then GBP CAD I've been watching as a proxy for for North American currencies, and this is a consolidation right now that at least gives you a chance to set up a plan and wait for this to see what he does next. So if this trend's going to continue, this is kind of the break you want to see to start to wait for things. Euro CAD, I don't pull that guy much. We had a trigger on him too, huh? Right, had a little range here that he tends to pump off of. And if he holds up here, he pumped off at once and see if he can restructure on it. And then we're looking at this too in turn with also like Euro Yen, Pound Yen. These guys have looked pretty healthy. And MXN Yen. And he's possibly pushing out there. And what's the other one we're watching? MXN Yen, is it CHF Yen? That's what should be on your radar. Yeah. He's also out there. I thought there's another thing we're talking about recently. MXN, CVP. I'm so fucking stoned. I'm really certain I forgot another currency that I've been trying to mention. Damn, there's only like 7 of them. I don't know. It's in there. I think I threw enough of them out there. And then VIX things to pay attention to what's going on with that. Right, that little depression coming back off of 21 has been a little bit of strength we see like a little bit of inside of like Japanese assets and Nasdaqs, but not broadly yet. But as long as it stays a little bit flat to down, it lends towards like some amount of a seeking behavior being in the marketplace right now. And we've gotten most of the really bad headline stuff out of the way as far as PPI, CPI, the Fed, and Google's AI and some major earnings for guys like Apple and stuff. So. Doesn't seem to be too many more catalysts out there, but at this point, like I said, it doesn't look terrible. So right now, crypto's a little weak, but stocks actually aren't. And so pre-market, we're open, yeah. We opened up. I forgot about that. That's how baked I am. One of you guys that are in there, go mix it up. I'm gonna go finish this off and stuff and do your symbols. But yeah, so I don't know. So phantom zone things, right? You're still in this shit show. If you're like caring about any resolution that's not intraday, this is still not like a good place to like be for intraday action. This NAS looks like you can drift as slightly higher in a pretty grindy motion. So if you're not day to day and probably playing with slightly higher resolutions, you're probably not having as hard a time. But for anybody like server saying, this is a terrible area to trade at futures. Like even with tech being slightly stronger, this is just terrible. This is terrible. It's been pretty shitty. Like there was some good gas here on the way down. There was really good gas here in January, and this is what you want to be in. You want to be in a trend like this. Your intraday becomes a lot better. When you tunnel vision in on here, this is a terrible experience. The market's just directionless and choppy and expanding ranges and a liquid. And so backing up to a resolution where you can kind of see them like leave a range and get clear, can kind of help you like wait for the days that you're gonna have like a better statistical chance of success in your intraday trading because the market's actually moving and has like some kind of liquidity behind it as it like leaves a range. But trading inside ranges is very fucking dangerous, and it really will fucking like dishearten you. Like time correction is meant to mind fuck you. It's a perception arbitrage. The people that mind fuck here that become disillusioned, that don't participate in initial stages, try again and get caught in another version of the same thing. This whole low volatility begets high volatility begets low volatility is really fucking the flip on the perceptions of the masses who make up the positions that mark up and run back in and help offload it also. So you want to like make sure you align yourself with like resolutions that make sense of what you're trying to do, even in the intraday. You don't want to be caught inside here and caught inside here or this stuff. So perspective matters, context matters, all that good stuff. all that stony baloney stuff. All right, what do you guys got for me? Now I can see your symbol. That's good. I would hope you know when the market opens, motherfucker. Let's see. What are we doing? Tesla. All right. What is going on with Tesla? Let's see. We have a box range. So box ranges on key shockwaves, right? Key monopolies of perception, places people are chopped up and disillusioned, right? Equals real support and resistance, right? Where people are is what you care about. So we've landed on that structure, and sitting on top of different systems, you always want to pay attention to, when you go through and come back into one, land on top of one and come back above it. On a low resolution, Tesla hasn't been very strong right now. He's kind of been lagging, but he's always kind of like a darling out there if the market catches real strength. There's low strength this morning, so we do see a little bit of action here that chases against, things like what we've been seeing that performed well. What the heck? I didn't know what that was. Like Google. So Google pumped out. See what can follow him out, right? Like I said, there's a couple things like hinting that there's strength out there. So Tesla's on the back of that. Overall, let's like redraw some of these forecasts on him. Never smoking that shit before I go live. I gotta get some regular fucking weed. That shit is crazy. He gave those to me for free. He's like, hey, you gotta try these. And he's like, my boy that's at the store. And I was like, all right, I'm not gonna say no to free moon rocks, but like, man. And they made these like, indica base or what the fuck, but it took my morning straight the fuck out. But yeah, I mean, it's good. I just should be fucking chilling. So yeah, don't know what this is. Get out of here. So it looks like you could rotate and cross like, that range that you're looking at here. Let me redraw this thing too. Clean up some of these ugly lines. Can he rotate all the way back across from this volume area, this particular bull flag that he dipped through, and cross all the way back here? It's very possible. He's not best to breed now, but if there's any more meaningful strength to the market, the very good chance that Tesla, literally comes from here and goes and tests the angle, Not sure if it's that exact timing, but it's a good fucking confluence level to have as a horizontal and your diagonal resistance. That, if the market continues to show strength and push out, and we continue to see like, this rotation continue to happen from our murder cluster. I'll fix this by the next show. I'll put it all back. But if this guy, even if you look at it right now, actually, man, I wish I had the murder cluster thing on it. But if you look at like this bull flag in the S&P 500, and you look at like Google, let's put them side by side. See, okay, so that low, is your high. Here's your low of your bull flags, right? And you look at like your rotations, and this just kind of put some things side by side so you can see it. So Google's either like a lead on what's possibly coming for the broader market, and he's just outperforming strength, or he's a fake. So with the shooting clusters we talked about as like sentiment, reads on the bottom of this rotation, and that right there, still inclined to lean towards this like rotating, and not many people have been part of this thing, So with that being said, go back to like Tesla. and he's like in a deep part of this same structure now, right? So you can see kind of like the alignment that you've got here. Go back to the high location, right? Both Google and Tesla's high locations are about like the same. The low bottoming on the volume shockwave. Tesla bottoms here on the second low. So Google has initial low, and on the retest, Tesla finds his bottom. So I think if you look at it, you know, this is kind of like I guess I'm kind of babbling, but I think this guy looks like he has a chance that Google is leading what's to come. That was a really long way of saying that. But yeah, they look alike. That was basically the analysis. Sorry about that. That's why I don't smoke too much. All right, so yeah. Off the beaten track things. What's the next thing? Yeah, I am mellow. I'm chilling. HOLX. All I can think about is what I'm eating after I get the fuck off this camera. What are we doing here? HOLX. Hollow Logics. What do you do again? Health technology, medical supplies. Medical junk's definitely been bullish as fuck. We talked about that. So, that looks bullish as fuck. See? It all lines up. Analysis over. No, I'm kidding. Do I have a chart for this somewhere else? Guess not. Hollow Logic, 6 weeks. What the fuck did I put that on there for? I just watched his most recent all-time high right there. Tested once, tested twice. 2-2-Bs on it. Generally, like I told you, you see one climax like this. Let's see what the other one is. Punch through it and gap down and retested. So that's the level we like, right? Those two. And we make... Oh, damn it. Screen stuff. I got it. Alright. I'm on top of the situation. Here goes. I'm going to start over. Undo. Alright. Here we go, motherfuckers. Hollow Logics. Looks bullish. Medical junk. Bullish as fuck. Is Dexcom in here? Dexcom's bullish as fuck. How's he been doing? Yeah. What the fuck kind of shit is this? I have no idea what that's left over from. Dexcom. Did I ever do Dexcom properly? Really? I know I did this stock. This is bullshit. It must have split or something. I don't know. Anyways. Medical supplies and junk look really good. This guy looks interesting. It can have big rises. We've been watching him for years. Alright. Probably worth paying attention to him. And then Hollow Logics, you guys asked about. Right, he looks pretty good too. Fucker. And we want to look at his climax structures on both of these. So that's his original high. That's a 2B. And this 2B was as a lower resolution climax structure system. He's retested right there. So that's good. So that means that's the level we care about. So to play his exit, we'll put a box range between two climaxes of two different resolutions, and we'll wait. And wait, and wait, and wait some more. So yeah, leave that thing, you know, pay attention. Boink, boink, and then, you know, who knows, it goes right back up in there. But yeah, something like that. And since he did put in a new high there, we can give ourselves a trajectory on here to kind of time when this should all occur. Does he take his sweet ass time and correct back and then go up here and go out? Or does he go right up into it right now and leave now? You know? Wait and see. We'll make this color coordinated. Something like that. Make sense? You guys alive? You with me? Are you with me? Alright, so yeah. Since the market's open, I'm not in a rush. You can also, track whatever you might be forming right now. So either fall in a bullfight to go back up there and do some bullshit, or he's gonna channel back down here and do the other bullshit. Alright. I think that makes sense. ETH USD. Didn't we just talk about that guy? There's ETH USD. Analysis over. I did that already. MC. Moelis Company. What's this? Finance, investment, banks, and brokers. Wow, that looks like shit. Well, seems pretty rhythmic. What a mess. Let's see. Uno momento. Yeah, okay. So I like that range right now. If he's going to hold here as a double bottom on this with a new high and a 2B, and he's not going for an expanding formation and just going to go completely across it, this is probably the best range for him to pull like a move like, through the POC. Basically pull a move like that to about that range. If he does something like that, I'd pay attention to it. And it would be off of a good extension to about there. Something like that. If you do something like that, might make it worth paying attention to. If he gets out of here, he might finish the whole pattern and go down and test this guy again. But if he's got a place that he can hold right now, it's going to be in the congestion he's got running through here. And then basically stop run on the range, blow everybody out, maybe test this low area right here, then rotate back up. Coming back up through this would probably, if he goes through it and comes back up, that would be extremely bullish if he did that. So, a dip through the range and then back out the top of it. Something like that. Alright. Sorry, I know I'm taking my sweet ass time. But you don't want to rush, right? LVMH. Looks ridiculous. I think we had that guy over here. LVMH. Nope. I swear to God, stuff's disappearing here. LVMH. Is it this one I had? Man, I'm really certain something's not right here. LVMHF. Yeah, I knew I did one of these fucking things. So, there's that guy. Original trigger level over there. He's landed on that. Done his bullshit. And punched out. So while he sits out here, like, did a system on top of his system, punched out, he either can do a smaller one and stay in trend like at this resolution, or he can, correct back and give you something bigger to work with. So these are two scenarios that you really have up here, but you just want to see him stay free and clear of this previous system. So if he does do a bigger bull flag, just you want it over this again, and then some kind of structure going to continue this wave. But like we talked about before, right, there's definitely like a thing with like luxury, like that, the have and have nots, and we saw that with like Ferrari. We talked about him before. Yeah, not that chart. Where is it? Race. Ferrari. We talked about watch Ferrari, right? There was definitely like, the world is in this inflation run on both sides of the water, and people with the haves have assets. They have even more as the bottom end of the fucking population struggles to keep up with just basic living. There is actually a rift, going on here. It's not a full-blown recession. It is a fucking exacerbation of the haves and the have-nots, and it is very much being reflected in luxury assets. So we do see that, like, in this market as well. Let's see, where I lost my symbols. Doge USD. Doge is still cooking. Looked at this guy here. We put up a chart on him, like, to relate him to Pepe. And like we said with the Pepe, like, the 2018 version of Pepe, if Pepe's inside, say this situation, this is how bad the 2018 correction of Pepe could be, right? And so a lot of people looking for like immediately like another play in it. How bad can it go out of favor and still be possible? What the fuck? Damn it. That's the exact correction of Clonex. That's a real bear market, 94%. That's exactly how much Clonex corrected, right, from the high to the low, 94%. That's how bad a cycle can be. And he still came back, right? So that's what I told you. It's either that scenario, right? Now everyone's still staring at it. It's probably time to look off the beaten path. With Doge right now in this particular correction, I think, like we said, we isolated this. Let me get rid of this. We isolated this volume range, like the bull flag over system we just talked about. On Bitcoin, that was a fractal of Pepe. This is kind of like that again. So like, right, this bull flag well over system, fractal things, right? Bull flag well over previous systems. The only real bull flag we can see is the only level that we've got generated from the only localized monopoly perception of any meaningful scale that we have here at resolution, right? Same thing. So this makes it more and more likely this is a good place to at least pay attention to in the first hit. This structure, right, is the major bottom we've got for, is this fucking with you? Going back and forth that much? But yeah, let's just make him precise. God damn it. I can't see shit. God damn it. Get off the screen. Alright, let's drag him down to the actual low. So like that low. That's your real range, and that's what Doge has been cooking in this whole time. That we've been looking for this rotation from it. He's been really slow. So I think, a good structure that holds here outside this range is what you want to see. He hasn't been able to do it yet, but you're looking for something like this to then punch out of this, and then systems above this, and so on to continue the rotation. So he just needs more time. The longer he sits here, though, the more explosive it should be if he ever gets back up into this box range area here. So we'll just, I'm not going to change that, but just to show you what I'm looking at. So that's Doge. USDT.D. So what we said was, dangerous. This bull flag rotation has been a de-risking. It's gotten much worse. This is where the trigger was to really get gas on broader shitcoins more broadly. So we're going back up to a sentiment level we have here. Some beta anon that popped up in chat that was butthurt. This is always good emotional. It's a Troll-X level. So we pay attention to this right now. This over here, this is a Troll-X shockwave level in USDT.D, and this is the top of it right now. So this plus an anon, this is highly emotional ranges right now. So if there is a place for a pause for crypto's like weakness, these are two emotional ranges that, like, could allow for something like that. A little breather right now. What am I looking for here? That? Yeah, that works. All right, so, okay. RW, what is this? RWFBRX. What in God's green earth is that? Rwandan franc and the Brazilian real? No one's ever asked a pair like this. What the fuck is that? I gotta see. What does this look like? Huh. I've never been asked that cross. I didn't even thought of looking that one up. This is cool. Well, I mean, depends what side that whole deal you're on. So, I'm sure I'm missing data back here, but like treat this like we did that one standalone bull flag, right? So a bull flag or shockwave is a localized, monopoly of perception. It's volume, it's people, it's support. So, right, you care about. Let's see. To project the path for this guy the way he's coming down right now, Something along those lines might be possible in time. Pretty long timetable too. Looking at this angle, this could be something that if it's going to bottom out and correct and have a bounce from this local system, it could take it a few years to materialize at the resolution that this thing's kind of going at, right? And he would be a pump against the Brazilian real. That would be interesting, right? So it'd be some fucking chaos in Brazil for that to fucking materialize. But yeah, you can always look at this guy too, right? Like we do the Pepe thing. What if, right? It's gonna be I have to live long enough to see this what if, but like yeah, who knows? Maybe Brazil is gonna be one of the less successful members of BRICS. All right, and then NEM, you're one of your big gold guys. Like I said, he's a hedged guy. He doesn't perform like in line like with gold as strongly as gold bull moves do. A lot of guys like this are a lot better, GFIs and AUs and stuff like that. So Newmont right now, while GDX is weak, you're kind of watching this kind of slow motion movement as GOD kind of structures out and gets a little stronger and pushes up against his highs. Newmont, you're waiting to see. He's not best to breed in there, but if the gold market pushes and GDX pushes, then this guy should do the same. Let me see if I have a better chart for him. Nope. So looking at him zoomed out, right? This is the kind of structure I've been watching the stock since like the 2000 2001. Really kind of an insane sideways range he's really in right now. And so with that, I think you might want to like broaden your horizon to some guys that are trying to like show signs of leaving that stochastic range that you see Newmont is in the dead center of. He's in a really, really screwy place when you back out like this res. You talk about avoiding major chop zones, right? You look at the hive here, and this entire like zone he's running through, and he's kind of like against the same zone I'm showing you. Like GFI has a better chance of leaving kind of right now. AU, some of these guys are rotating and are outside of like those stable ranges. So if there's more strength here, there's like some definitely some guys in silver and gold that look like they're in better places, not be fully caught up right now. But so. That being said, if you're going to pay attention to this guy, I think him on top of this high, he's wicked it, probably use these guys and make a box range and see if he can stabilize to exit the box range. No, yeah, fuck it. A rotation back up through here might allow him to play a chase move on a really strong gold move. He had good gas right here. He had a good test right here. So yeah, I think above this is your best shot to have him go and challenge the high side of this range. And Roblox, what the fuck? All right, what did we last ever talk about in this thing? So, don't even remember how this all went, but he did a move out of the bottom of this. Probably drew that. I don't think I forecasted that. And he's been sitting there ever since, huh? All right, let's see. So it could be tempting a rotation, right? He's got a shit ton of volume down here, so everything that you care about for Roblox is contained, like, you know, below this high. So I think, like, when you look at him like this, you, like, if you remember FSLR, not that, FSLR, right? In this deep kind of correction like that, off the trench low, your recoil, and you set a range, you get your bull flag with your core volume that runs through here, that creates this entire fucking, like, wad of volume in the very depths of hell, like that. You want something like that here. So he could take a while, and the longer he takes is the better this, like, accumulation will be to make a really good markup if he comes out of here like FSLR. So, you know, and we'll make that, like, you know, more bullish color. So I think you could kind of say he's kind of got that potentiality, right, to set up. And the longer this takes here, the greater the position at the depths of the bull flag for rotation will be. And it's just a lower res than this. We can go down to, like, do you see it? This is terrible. See, this doesn't even stand out right. We'll have to make that something better. Let's do that. Yeah, much better. This weed hits. It does. I'm just kind of chilling. So hope you guys got all that. It's Friday. Happy Friday, motherfuckers. Don't FOMO. Make a plan. Be easy. Zoom out. Think off the beaten path. All that good jazz. Memos and shit. Click that. Hope you guys had fun. I'm gonna get some regular fucking weed that allows me to function for the rest of my day. I'll catch you motherfuckers on the flip. Peace out.
Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly.